Now, kind of check yourself. How you feeling right now? Before you go any further in this video, you need to check yourself. The title, all kids are destroying the planet, they're all on drugs and wearing evil masks, and they're all up to no good, and they're destroying the friggin' planet. How does that make you feel? It's a friggin' title. It's a bunch of words that are just used to describe this video. Chances are, let me predict, you ain't feeling too good if you fit within that description, that you are a kid and you are on drugs and people are judging you to be the problem. Now, if you would be the parent that's struggling with, your kids on drugs, then you're kind of looking for some support, so you kind of feel good. Now, how you're going to view this video with the emotions you got is going to depend on how well you can make your point. If you come at this as being angry, then you're going to miss the whole point of the video, because a title made you prejudge something, and you're coming in with fighting words, and you're just going to end up fighting. And those that come for looking for some support, you can have that love and feeling, but when you read this, see the ending of this video, you may not feel too good. And then that not feeling good feeling will probably cause an attack of negative words, and you won't be able to make your point at all because you're angry because you didn't like what was being said. Now, to me, it ain't the kids that are on drugs that, they ain't causing any of the problems. It's the adults. And the adults don't want to be responsible and accountable. And this stream of thought that led to this video was me watching Marie Osmond talk about the death, suicide death of her son and the pain that she's going through. And it's like, I've seen so much denial of a parent's responsibility, and it's those parents that are fucking up. And here's how it goes. When you have kids, a parent teaches a child how to be. They tell the child, no, this isn't the way it's supposed to be, and if you just do this, and if you just do that. And then you have all of these churches that say you need to discipline. So, the insanity that some parents live with, they will push their insanity on you and feel that they need to discipline you until you get all of the wrong ways that they think life is. And you got to just kind of understand that adults have been heavily brainwashed. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And, so while they're coming at you with, a lot of heavy discipline, while they're being abusive towards our children, trying to get them to understand a concept that's totally evil, you feel like, your parents are evil and they don't understand you, and you lose connection. You feel like you're not loved, you're not accepted by them, and then that ends up making you turn into them. There are sciences that prove that we repeat the same pattern, and it's like, as soon as you start hating your parents and your parents' ways, they've trained you how to hate now. So you're going to go out into your world and hate your world and do the same actions, even though you hate it. And you won't see it doing. If you're, a kid, under the age of like 18, which you could still be a kid if you're 30 and haven't figured it out, that there comes a time where you flip over. There comes a time where you as a child are being taught that you have to conform in order to fit within society. Now, you may fight it with doing drugs, and that's something that as parents don't really want to face the reality that, as soon as a kid takes drugs, something's wrong. And why are you taking drugs? Gives you a good feeling, doesn't it? So clearly, the only reason that you're taking drugs is because your child is not having that good feeling. And the only way that child can get that good feeling is through a drug. What's wrong with a parent? Maybe stop and reflect and say, why is my child not feeling good? Could it be the disciplining of me trying to tell him, do everything wrong? And that's the way you're going to be somebody? Could that be causing a little bit of pain on our children? So it's, if you are the child of today, you've been born on this time for a purpose. And, the only people that are going to get it is going to be the youth, because you've got the most to lose. Don't be expecting us adults to get it, because we are so in denial. The last people on the planet that want to be responsible and accountable is an adult. And they're trying to teach children how to be responsible and accountable through their explanation of what it looks like. So it's like, if you fall into the trap, if you're a kid and the discipline works for you, then you're going to turn out exactly like them. If you're going to try and fight it, even doing the drugs is another way of not being responsible or accountable. You're not happy. There's a reason why you're not happy, but because you are young, you just don't have the language to be able to communicate, with us adults how insane we are. And you're not believing in yourselves because nobody's telling you to believe in yourself. So you have to be the master of your own game. And, by example of this tape is, if you lose it, if words can affect your emotions to get you really, really pissed off, you've become an adult. Because that's what us adults do, is as soon as we don't like hearing something, then we attack and fight and use name calling. We don't use any logic. We just like to put other people down. So, notice that, if you get angry and that's what you're resorting to, you're doing exactly what you hate. You're trying to prove a point. You're trying to be heard, and people are misjudging you, but you're learning and being trained how to misjudge other people. It's always safe to just judge everybody as loving beings, even as friggin' adults, and just know that, okay, they're a little insane. How would you treat somebody that's medically ill, that is challenged, that has a mental disability? They are just not capable of understanding. You, as today's child, have what it takes to communicate with insanity. You just have to believe in yourself and not believe the bullshit that, kids know nothing. Kids know more than adults do. And that's because as an adult, you're trained to forget. But if you're a kid and you haven't gotten to that point yet, it's like you know more. But it's that you have to learn how to communicate more effectively. And some of the mistakes that us adults have made all the time that we've taught to our children is, if we want to feel good, then we go for something to make us feel good. We don't want to be responsible and accountable. So yes, to get that good feeling, we tend to go for smoke, like I do. I'm a fucked up adult. Or we go for alcohol, or we go for drugs. I mean, we go to a doctor to get a pill. We know how to block out those bad feelings better than anybody. So if you see yourself repeating the same pattern as your parents and go for that pain reliever because it feels good, stop avoiding the problem. You kids are the ones to change the friggin' planet, because you're the ones that see what you've got to lose. Us insane adults don't see what we're losing yet. And you have all the answers, and you're going to lose those answers the more people brainwash you. So, and I looked at this guy that's doing these evil, evil masks, and wanted to understand the logic of it before I prejudged it. And, you know, as it turns out, it's like these kids are putting a mask on them because it's almost like they are protected from the illusion that people will misjudge them. They're misjudging their skin. They're misjudging their appearances. So they're going to put this evil mask and watch people prejudge the mask while they know in themselves that's not who they are. It's just a friggin' mask. You know, but it's like, take those masks off and see that you're playing the same game with your skin and your face. That, you know, people are misjudging the skin and the face just as easily as they're misjudging the mask. I can see how it's therapeutic, and I can see how as an adult I'd misjudge that one, because if that's the process that you need to learn that people are just judging you with the suit that you've got on or the mask that you're wearing, if that makes you feel, it's just the judger and not really me, then it's a very valuable tool. But as adults would see it as something really totally evil, because those masks look pretty scary. It's almost like you wear that mask long enough, you'll turn into the evil. And it's like, just be careful that you're not going to turn into the judgers that see it as evil. And don't judge other people that are judgers to be evil. They're just lost and don't know what they're doing. You know, and it's like, find yourself, find your voice. Us adults need a little bit of schooling, and it's going to be done through kids, because you haven't lost the information yet. If you're angry, if you're not happy, there's a reason, there's a cause. Find the communication skills to let us adults know what is the cause of your pain. But I also live by this rule that kind of forces the solution out, that don't make ever a complaint until you offer the solution. For you to see something wrong means you know the answer. So it's one thing to complain about something, but it's another thing to actually offer the solution. Otherwise you get stuck in the problem. So while you get your voice out the solution of, if it was done this way, this wouldn't happen. I would be happy. And we need to focus on those words more than the description of everything that's wrong, because it's so easy to get stuck in the pain. And the solution is, it provides that, there's a possibility, other people are getting it, other people are understanding it, and then you form a network of people that want to build that because they see the importance of it. Peace out. Hope that didn't offend anybody.